Welcome to your Daily 5 for Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. Purely by accident, the announcement from Konami, I want to say it was last week, that there's going to be a new collection of Gradius? I never know how to say it. I'm going to say Gradius because that's the way I've always said it. A new collection of Gradius games, Gradius Origins, which is going to collect 14 or 18 different games from the original run of the series into a new collection that you'll be able to play on basically any platform. I started looking into Gradius because anytime I've always been a fan of the games I've played, which honestly haven't been many. I'm pretty sure the only games I've played in the series, I remember playing the original on NES, but I think at the time I wasn't really all that into it. Like, it was an interesting game, but I didn't play it all that much. And then Gradius 3 on the Super Nintendo is the one that really hooked me. And I also played Gradius 5, I want to say on the PlayStation 2 or 3, I don't remember which one. And I remember I just was not very good at it, but I had a lot of fun with it. And I've always liked the Gradius series because of the Vic Viper ship design and the name of that ship. That's always been appealing to me. But a lot of the games I never actually played. I didn't play, and I know they had different names in Japan. They were under the Salamander naming series. And so I'm actually looking forward to getting this collection no matter what. But I was kind of looking, there was a Gradius wiki, which I didn't know existed. And in the course of that, I happened to see that they made an anime series out of this video game franchise. They made a 3-episode OVA, each episode being just short of an hour. And it was all on YouTube. It's also on archive.org, and you can watch it for free. And I thought, well, okay, since it's free to watch, it's from the late 80s, and that's one of my favorite time periods of anime. In fact, the basically late 70s to all of the 80s, up to the very early 90s, is where I think the golden age of anime for me resides. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to watch this thing. Not really expecting much, because at this time period, there isn't a ton of good video game anime. The video game anime that has been better has definitely been more recent for the most part. But I thought, oh well, it's something I can just do for a little while. Let me just see if this is, if this is laughably bad or if it's any good. I actually didn't even know if it would be subtitled. I didn't think it was going to be in English, which it is not. But it is subtitled, both in the YouTube channel that I watched it and on Archive. And I got to tell you, it's really good. I was shocked at how good this series was. Right off the bat, just the title music for this series is so much better than I ever would have expected for a Gradius anime series. I just didn't think, I know the series has been around for a while and it's well known and well loved, but I just didn't think it was going to really translate easily to an anime series. And again, from this time period, I did not expect the level of quality that this thing is. It's really good. The production quality is almost uniformly excellent. The music is interesting and generally very good. The voice performances, they sound good. They're in Japanese, so I can't really tell you if they're actually good or not. The subtitling, there's some bad grammar and some misspellings here and there, but nothing too terrible. It's clearly, I don't think it's ever gotten anything past the Laserdisc release, so the quality is what appears to be probably, it might be a Laserdisc rip, but it looks like it's a VHS to me. Still very watchable. Sound is actually much better than I expected. And the second episode in particular is a real standout because it goes very, very far into the horror genre, far more, again, than I would expect. I thought it was going to be a straightforward kind of Macross-style space shooter kind of, military spaceship anime, and it is that, but it also really does take advantage of the idea that the main enemies of this video game series convert inorganic matter into organic matter. If you're a David Cronenberg fan, you're going to have a lot of fun with the way this series interprets the way the Bacterian terraform, transform, melt, mutate everything. It is really wild. And it makes me sad that there isn't a nice HD release of this because I would buy it in a heartbeat. That's how great it is. Don't get me wrong. I'm just happy there's a version of it out there and it's easy to find and watch for free. You don't really have to search. You don't have to do anything illegal. It's just there. And so I'm glad that it exists in some form because I never knew about this thing and now I've discovered it and I love it. But I really hope at some point they actually remaster this thing and release it because I think it is absolutely worth seeing. And I think even if you're not a Gradius fan necessarily, I think you don't have to, because again, I didn't have a real command of all the lore or anything like that. I wasn't even aware of about 90% of the lore that exists. And I still had a blast with this thing. So again, if you didn't, it's under the Salamander name. If you've never seen the Salamander OVA, there's going to be a link in the show notes. You should make it a priority to watch immediately. Later.